All right, well, let's talk about Tom and Jerry.
After a lifetime of being the world's most famous enemies,
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3.
Tom and Jerry are about to start over
Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah.
in the big city.
Well, here we are, another car review that I watched the movie in my house and walked outside to my car because movie theaters are still closed, I think. I don't know. Movie theaters might be open, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go to a movie theater yet. All right, but so I watched Tom and Jerry. It's on HBO Max. I watched it. I mean, it's the biggest movie to come out in a while. What else am I going to talk about, you know? The idea of the car review was I wanted to do one of these at least once a month, but, you know, there just hasn't been that many, like, big movies that have come out. But Tom and Jerry came out, and, well, let's talk about it.
This hotel has been host to 4 presidents, 3 popes, 2 kings, and we're about to host the wedding of the century.
Do you think you're qualified to take on this position?
I shine under pressure, like a diamond. Or Rihanna.
One other thing. We have a mouse problem.
With the what now?
This movie has the classic Tom and Jerry shenanigans. You know, the classic Tom chasing Jerry, Jerry smacking Tom in the face, all that fun stuff is in there with a mix of some live action hijinks as well. It almost, at certain points, felt like 2 different movies that were eventually interlocked. Sort of a weird movie. The fact that it was sort of live action animated, sort of like while I was watching it, I was just like, this is like Roger Rabbit. It's like Roger Rabbit, but I would say like the implementation of live action versus you know, the animated was way better done in Roger Rabbit. And the reason I say that is not because the animation looks bad. Don't get me wrong. I actually think the animation of like Tom and Jerry, and it's actually funny, like people walk by with dogs and they're all animated and shit. There's like animated elephants and stuff. That all looks great. And the fact that they even at certain points they make the 2D animated style look 3D, but it's still like a 2D texture. It's actually pretty good. What I mean is the interaction between the animated characters and the human characters. Like, oh man, like Roger Rabbit has some of the best, like, how the hell did they do that moments, you know, like how did they make them interact so seamlessly? Where this movie will have a close-up of Tom, like it'll, you know, the cat, the animated cat, and then it'll do like a close-up of Chloe Grace Moretz, right? And like there will be like a leash leading to Tom or whatever, to remind you that Tom's there, but they won't show you Tom at the same time as Chloe Grace Moretz, or if they do, they're like far apart. There's not a whole lot of like actual interaction between the animated characters and the live action characters. I didn't think the movie was bad. It wasn't amazing. Sort of harmless. I think a lot of kids are going to enjoy it because they do a good job of taking a sort of... I feel like Tom and Jerry could be taken the wrong way, right? Like too violent in like today's society. Like it could be considered too violent, but they do a good job of being like, no, this is a cartoon and this is goofy. Like these are just some goofy characters. There's nothing like malicious about what's happening. I never got the sense that like anything that happened was like malicious, even though some like really crazy shit happens. Like there's one point where they actually do the like cartoon tornado thing, but with like live action. Yeah, like the dude from Ant-Man, was in there, and he was pretty funny. But he almost played the straight man, which I was surprised by, right? Like, in Ant-Man, he's definitely, like, not the straight man. Like, he is the comedic relief. In this one, he is the straight man. So it's kind of interesting to see him step into that role. Well, Chloe Grace Moretz, like, sneaks her way in to become, like, a high-up manager at a hotel. Yeah, it feels like she's trying to, like, get some comedy chops, step away from the more serious roles that she's been doing lately, and kind of do a more kid-friendly thing. Her entire career, even when she was a kid herself, the movies she did were more adult-oriented. Like Kick-Ass was very much an adult movie, even though she was a kid in it. So, like, this seems like, hey, let's make a movie for the kids. Let's try something different. So it was cool to see her try something different. I thought she was pretty enjoyable. She was very fun. Harmless performance. Not bad, not amazing. It was just sort of a funny shtick sort of comedy. But I will say, every time the live action characters showed up, I just wanted to see more Tom and Jerry hijinks. There's a great scene where they hire Tom at the hotel to get rid of Jerry the mouse. And there's a great scene where Tom sets up, like, a trap to catch Jerry. And, like, it's just, like, the most ridiculous thing. And there's plenty of, like, ridiculous stuff, which is what you want to see in Tom and Jerry. And I wanted more of that stuff. Colin Jost was in the movie as well. So, just, like, the most milquetoast character I've ever seen. He was just so milquetoast, so boring. And his wife, who I don't know the actress who played his wife. Although, I'm surprised they didn't get Scarlett Johansson, since they're married in real life and they were playing, like, high up celebrities getting married. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. They probably couldn't afford Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I don't know. The whole, like, subplot of, like, them getting married at the hotel was, like, harmless. And yeah, the whole movie, that's how I would describe the movie. It was harmless. It was fun. It's a movie I'll forget exists in, I don't know, after I'm done recording this. I did enjoy it, actually. Like, it kept my attention. You know, it's no Smurfs. It's not, like, bad like that. You know, the Neil Patrick Harris Smurfs. It's better than that. But, yeah, it's just sort of a harmless film. And that's what I think of the Tom and Jerry live action reboot. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the soundtrack absolutely smacks in Tom and Jerry. That is the one thing they absolutely nailed in that movie. Anyway. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our podcasts that we do all the time. And make sure you check out the live streams. Check me out at twitch.tv/lonercast. We'll see you at the next one of these, I guess. Bye-bye!